On this episode of Street Rat Garage, we're buying somebody else's trash. Literally. It's full of trash. Okay, before we get started here, this revival started like spring, and I put it to the side, and it was a whole thing. So just watch, and we'll get it all explained to you. Well, here we go again with another square body. No surprise there. This one is a Scottsdale C20, and what does it have under the hood? Well, let's find out. Well, it has a 454 big block, go figure. This one has been sitting for, I think, 12 years, and it has amassed quite the collection of somebody else's crap. So, let me look at the license plate. Yeah, it says 2010, so that's probably about the time it was last on the road. So, as of this date, 12 years off the road. It is a camper special, and even the inside is full of junk. So I just pretty much looked underneath this truck. It was pretty solid, and I bought it. There's not much else to see because there's so much garbage in this truck. Got a couple of hubcaps. We'll need those. See, got the hood horn ring there, but how many miles are on this? It says 64,000. Let's look at the pedals. The pedals, they're not bad. The seat is a bit ripped up, but that could have been age. I like to look at the corners where somebody's big butt has been sliding in and out. It's got this, but I'm pretty sure that's 164,000. That's, I don't know. It's probably 164,000 miles to get that kind of damage on the seat. The dashboard's not too bad a shape. It's got some cracks in it. Still has a factory radio, AM radio in it. I'm gonna have to dig. We're gonna have to clean this out a little bit to see any more of this truck. We'll do a walk around. Let me grab my other truck. Let's start unloading this garbage out of this thing and see what we have underneath of it. Well, let's have a look and see what kind of goodness we got on this truck today. We got a wheelbarrow. Got windows. This is just a bunch of garbage. I don't even think there's any fun stuff in here. I think we should do a time lapse on this. If I run across any good stuff, I'll let you know. Okay, Yeah, got her all cleaned out there. That was a mess. There was walnuts all in here. Must have been under a tree for quite some time. The worst part are these holes right there, I imagine, from all that leaves and debris and walnuts sitting in it. The rest of the bed's in actually pretty good shape. I pulled a lot of junk out of there. All of this stuff here, a little bit of that stuff that's too big for me to carry right now. And the only good stuff I got is right here. Got a Honeywell safe firebox. It's heavy duty. Of course, I have no key for it, but open up. It's unlocked, and I don't know, maybe we can do something with that. Throw it away probably. Anyway, there was a whole bunch of your grandpa's tools in here. For some reason, there's always an ice pick in grandpa tools. I don't know why, what they were doing back then, but a lot of ice or stabbing people. Not sure. Pliers, screwdrivers. I got a couple 9/16 half-inch drive. These are the things that you were losing before 10 millimeters came along and you could never find. Got 3 hubcaps. I thought I saw the 4th one around here somewhere, but at least we got 3. I have found this box of reflectors. These things are kind of cool, vintage. What they had before, triangles. And what else do we have here? We got this, first place trucks, and we got this hardest hitter award. Found this stand in it too, so it kind of looks like this thing went right about here, like that or something. I don't know, like that. Yeah, well, that's about all that's worth. So, hardest hitter award, I imagine this went to whoever got arrested the most in the trailer park. Carburetor, some sort of compressor thing, an old alternator, a funnel, this, I don't know, emergency shovel. Maybe we can do something with that, I don't know. This bunch of metal. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 dog cages. So the guy might have been some sort of weird animal breeder, or maybe it went to the guy that got the hardest hitter award. But anyway, so yeah, a bunch of crap. Anyway, let's look inside the truck. So now that it's all cleaned out, we can see what we got here. Floor pans, got a little bit of rust in the corners right there. And that mat won't come up, it's all solid down, but you can see there's some light right there. The rest of it seems pretty solid. Like I said before, the dash was okay. The seats really beat up, but that's what they make those covers for. This trim, tried to push it back up there, but it's shrank over the years, and it no longer fits, so you probably have to cut that a little bit somewhere where we won't get too much water leakage. Poke that back up there. Got some duct tape there for some reason. Overall, this door closes. There's a window in here, but it doesn't go up anymore. Got a broken mirror. Overall, not a bad truck for sitting for 12 years. That trim is really messed up. I don't like the trim on these square bodies. It always gets beat up. This trim was just hung over inside the bed for whatever reason. So we'll probably just wind up taking that trim off. Not much we can do with it. It's getting windy today. I don't know if you can hear that in the microphone, but yeah, it's nice and windy. And we probably should start underneath the hood and see what we have. This is an AC truck, so we got a good AC compressor. Still has a belt on it. Still has a smoke pump on it. This is, I think this is a 79 truck, so small gear 454, which I think produced about a whopping 230 horsepower. All the AC stuff is still here and hooked up. It looks like at some time, at one point probably just before the truck was put down, we had the heater fan changed out, so that might still be good. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's crusty. Yeah, dust in the wind. So yeah, we're not going to do anything with that. All the lines, everything's still here. I mean, all the smog stuff. Look at all of that wonderful garbage. It has a Rural King battery. If you have a Rural King in your area, you know this is like one of the cheapest batteries you can find. It says August of 08, so that's 2 years before the license plates expire. So yeah, there's that. Maybe we should put that on the charger. It's only been 14 years since this battery's had any juice into it, so you know, I seriously doubt if it's going to do anything. We have an extra battery in the other truck. But 7.4 liter 454. Somebody painted the headlights for whatever reason. That looks awesome. So I'm just going to scoot into town. I'm going to grab a sandwich. I'll probably put that battery on the charger just to see what happens. Probably nothing. We'll use it as a core, and after we grab a bite to eat, we'll try to turn over this engine, see what it's going to do, and go from there. All right, had some lunch, so let's get back on this truck. First things first, let's see if the engine even turns over, or we just paid a bunch of money for a block in the body. Okay. Not a lot of room down there, huh? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and grab this tarp. It's muddy, and I'll just lay on the ground, see if I can't turn it over that way. Not enough room under there to reach in. Big tarp. Always carry a tarp on you, especially with days like today. It is a mess out here. It is spring and everything's wet. So we got our tarp here. Gonna lay down underneath here. It's so squishy. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a hold of that balancer and see if we can't get something spinning real quick here. Oh, come on, big money. Wow, it is even hard to get to from under here. Yeah, can't even got this plate in the way. I'm gonna do some things. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so I got it to turn over a little bit. It's really stiff, so might have to pour some fluid down in these cylinders just to help it out a little bit here. But she's kind of stiff, not looking good. But maybe I'll just go ahead and put the battery in it, and let's spin it around with the starter. That's going to give better force than I can get. I can't get on these belts very good. Not something you usually want to do, but in this case I think we're just going to go ahead and just spin her around with the starter. Okay, I put that other battery on charge for like an hour. Did absolutely nothing. It is 100% dead. So we're going to pull the battery out of the 1 ton, slide it in here. Know I got power in there because I just fired up the truck. We'll give this a spin around, and hopefully it'll spin around. See what happens do not like slide post batteries. Who thought of that and why? There we go. It's like the worst idea ever. All right, let's give this a spin and see what happens. Well, that was disappointing. Half a revolution, and that's about it. I'm gonna hook a little bit more power to it, put the jump pack on it. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it's the starter, but it's not looking good right now. I have to pull the spark plugs out of this and lube it up a little bit. Well, that worked a little bit better. So yeah, I guess just need a little more power to crank that big engine over that's been sitting for a while. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of gasoline down her, see if she can't fire up. Maybe we can get this running. Maybe it won't take much from this one. 12 years sitting. Let's get some gas. Probably ought to take the lid off of this. Should have done that before I even cranked on it. Who knows what's underneath it here? Is there a rat's nest or somebody living in here? Actually, there is a little bit of stuff in here. See, that's why you take the lid off before you crank on it. If that had been on the other side, I would have just got all that goodness right in the carburetor. That's okay. Make sure that we got a little throttle. We got throttle. Might as well check the distributor while we're here. It's bolted down good, so nobody's been in here fooling with it. Firing order looks about right. This one goes to that side, that one goes to that side. Well, yeah, let's get the gas now. Toss in there. Okay, time for a little bit of fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and use this pre-mix. This is 40-to-1, so it has a little bit of oil in it already. You can pick this up at the old hardware store, Lowe's or Home Depot, wherever. Some auto parts stores carry it too. It's got that little bit of oil in it. Lubricate down the cylinders for these engines that's been sitting for a long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop some of this into the air vent, into the bowl. And probably drop a lot down into the carburetor, and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, I dropped a lot into the carburetor and a little bit into the air vent, so I'm gonna let that sit for a little while, let some of it on top evaporate so it doesn't, because I don't have a fire extinguisher or a hose. I do have that tarp. So, okay, give me a couple minutes, I'll be right back. Okay, while we wait, I went ahead and plugged up the vacuum cleaner. It's got a lot of stuff from animals sitting all around here. Come take a look at this real quick. I mean, it's pretty bad off. We got leaves and nuts and what is that? A shell. A snail shell. You got a snail shell. I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff crawling around on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum this out a little bit. So if it does start a fire, nothing left. Just want to get in there real good. Start most of that goodness out of there. I decided to clean up back here too. Look how thick this stuff is. And it's all across there. Definitely been sitting in some trees. What you don't want. That stuff sits in there and rusts this panel out. Fortunately, it's not rusty. There is a lot of stuff stuck in that drainage tray right there. So We'll finish up this and we'll give it a try, see if she fires up. Well, that's all cleaned up. Underneath that panel was a giant mouse hotel, and it's huge. I just sucked that sucker up. I didn't even want to touch it with my hands. That's nasty. Okay, let's crank on this, see what happens now. Oh, got some fire. All right. Well, that was incredibly easy, wasn't it? Pour some gas in there, crank it over, boom, it starts. You know, I really should have checked the oil. Let's check the oil real quick. It's about a quart low. Can you see that? You can't see that. And it's watery. Quart low and watery, but good enough for what we're doing. I'm just going to look at the transmission fluid real quick. It has transmission fluid and it smells okay. So I poured some more lawnmower fuel, weed eater fuel, chainsaw fuel mix. I poured some more mix in there. Let's see if she'll fire up again. Battery went dead, but we're back. Now I'm going to go ahead and fire it up one more time. Try reverse drive, see if it goes in and out of gear real quick. This is going pretty good so far. Well, it moves. So it's backfiring, like maybe there's a valve stuck a little bit. So pop, pop, pop. That's a valve. That's not working properly. Hopefully that'll free itself up. But it went forward, it went backwards. So we're winning. Let's try some other stuff. After all that time, I'm pretty sure there's no gas in it. Probably not a good idea, but I think I'm going to just go ahead and grab some gasoline and drop it in the tank and just see if it sucks off the tank. Right, went down and got some gasoline. I took the battery out of this truck and put it in the other truck, and drove it around for a while, so maybe that'll put a better charge in it. Let's just do what we should not be doing and just go ahead and dump gas, fresh gas, in this gas tank that we know absolutely nothing about. And the gas cap is missing too, so 12 years of the gas cap missing probably. Who knows what's in there, but we're about to find out. Probably the fuel pump doesn't even work anyway. I'm just going to throw a couple gallons in here. Don't want to waste this precious gold here. Alright, there's probably 2 gallons in a dirty gas tank with a fuel pump that probably does not work. So yeah, let's see what happens. I also primed up the fuel bowls one more time, so we'll get a little bit of juice on there. Pretty sure the accelerator pump's not working, no surprise. Give her a try. Doesn't want to keep running. I tried it a couple more times. It's just not sucking right now. Well, it does suck, but it's not pulling any fuel. So I'm just going to fill the fuel bowls a little bit. I'm going to move it up out of this muddy mess, and we'll order a fuel pump. We'll come back and we'll put that on, and hopefully we can do it someplace a little bit drier instead of out in this disgusting mud. Because it's going to rain some more and it's going to get even muddier. It's got to be out of here. So I'm going to move this real quick and we'll go get a fuel pump. Well, it's not going to make it up that muddy hill. So I'm going to leave it right there. Get a fuel pump. I guess put the tarp down and lay up underneath of it unless the ground freezes. And then we can tow it up here with the 4x4. But I'm going to go get a fuel pump. It'll be a couple days. We'll get back on it. So far, I'd say it's gone pretty well. You don't get a perfect revival after sitting for 10 or 12 years. So yeah, this has gone pretty good so far. I'm happy with it. So let's get that fuel pump and let's get this thing out on the road. And now we're back. It's not the next day, it's not the next week, it's not the next month. So several months later, I found the fuel pump. I tried to put the fuel pump on, but there's something, the rod is bent, or there's something majorly wrong there. So I put it to the side, and now that it's getting ready to get cold again, I'm back. So we got a little bit of work to do. Hopefully now we can get it fired up. Yeah, things went wrong. So what we are going to do is, I have a boat tank down here with a little clickety-clack fuel pump on it. We're just going to go ahead and hook that up and see if we can't get some fuel into this carburetor and get her to move around again. I've been sort of just pushing it around the lot here, and it's really in the way. We need to get this started and moving on its own power. Okay, so what I have here is a boat fuel tank with the old clickety-clack here. We got a line in and a line out, and we got some clamps on some wire. So yeah, that's about as basic as you can get. This hardly, somebody gave me the tank. The fuel pump came with Goose, the Roadkill Maverick. It was in the trunk. Duct tape and some hose from a transfer pump that I was using. So it's basically free. I mean, just stuff laying around. We made this. All right, fuel tank is hooked up. Lines are on. Hook up the clickety-clack. We got a little fuel going. It's kind of weak. Let it prime there for a minute. Should be good enough. Oh, make sure the floats are adjusted. A little bit of that. And hopefully this is going to stay there and not fall into the engine and cause a fire. Charge the battery. And now we shall give it a spin again. Well, it started up there for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and hook the clickety-clack back up. Oh, that sounds awful. I don't know if that thing's working or not. Let's give it another spin. Starting to come around. Got one cylinder that's not firing, but sometimes. She's running though. Guess the old clickety-clack still works. Yeah, we got a little bit of smoke coming out of it. You can hear it cutting in and out. The exhaust is right back here. Okay, well, it fired up okay, good enough. Definitely missing out on the cylinder. We need some new spark plugs, but I'm gonna go ahead and close the hood and attempt to move it. We're gonna check the transmission. We moved it a little bit before, but that's been a while, so let's go check that out, see how she does. Close the hood. It's the bendy hood, so it just wraps around the fuel cell there. Okay, well, we know we got forward, we got reverse. We actually have brakes. I am surprised at that, but brakes seem to work pretty good. At least for driving around in the yard. Don't know about taking that out on the street, but at least we can move it now. I'm gonna go get some more fuel line and make this fuel system a little more safe than just sitting underneath the hood where it can fall over. So let me run to the parts store, get some fuel line, and see if we can't rig this thing up into at least the cab of the truck so we can keep an eye on it when it bursts into flames. Okay, I'm back. So I got the line. I went and bought about 8 foot of this, ran the boat tank into the truck, and our lines right there underneath the hood. So that ought to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and hook this back up. I'm gonna close the hood, and we'll see if this fires up and see if we can finally take this thing out on the road since like 2013. Actually 2010, that's what the license plate says. So 13 years about off of the road. This hood is awful. Good enough. All right, we are clickety-clacketing on the fuel pump. And we're running. I should have tested the alternator to see if it was working. It seems to be okay, but yeah, we shouldn't go very far just in case it's not working and that fuel pump runs the battery a little bit low. Just down the street and back for our first trip in 13 years. Okay, here we go. Oh, the power steering works too. Here we go. Fuel pump's still working. Oop. I didn't like the sound of that backfire, so I'm going to check the fire because I don't have a yeah, the thing. I don't have the air filter on it. Okay, we're okay. I went and grabbed the just in case bottle right here, so yeah, you never know. Okay, try her again. Not happy. Super not happy. I think that might be the end of our test drive already. Not happy, not happy. I'm just going to back up. Go back the other way already. Should we go on? I don't know. Let's go. Let's go for it. Maybe we'll clear up. Starting to warm up a little bit. Hopefully it'll be okay. The brakes seem to work pretty well. It's getting a little bit better. Man, this thing is noisy. Just gonna run it around the block here. Hopefully she'll clear out a little bit more. She was sputtering there. I was worried about it. I thought we were gonna have to pull back in, but it's starting to clear up some. We're gonna keep going. Should I go around the block or should I turn back? That felt pretty good. I'm going to keep going. Fuel pump's still working. First gear, second gear, third gear. Shifting just fine. I don't lose the start back there. We're getting up some speed. Speedometer does not work. I'm just going to coast it along here, let it warm up a little bit more, then we'll gas into it a little bit. Glove box fell open, so easy stuff all over the floor. Still running good. That's I don't know, about 1.5 miles into it. Clear enough. We get into it a little bit. Blowing some leaves out of the pack. I think we're doing about 45-ish. Oh, we gotta slow down. We gotta turn here. Brake test. Brakes are feeling good. Oh, I got to feather the gas a little bit. I'm a little bit scared of it dying out. Oh, we died. Oh, we died. Okay. Do under the hood check real quick. Make sure we're not on fire again. And we got taco hood here, so it makes it a lot easier to look in. Make sure our fuel pump's still running. And our fuel pump's not running. So we lost fuel pump, and that's what happened. Okie dokie. Yep. Our fuel pump came loose. We gave it the juice. Too much juice there. Hopefully I didn't lose prime on that. While we're here, check this. We seem to have not too much pressure, a little bit. Everything else looks good underneath here. Let's make sure our fuel pump is working. Okay, yep. We got the fuel pump going again. Let's close this stuff up. There we go. All right. Get it closed back up and we'll try it again. Okay, we really got to do something with this hood. It's getting more and more difficult. But I mean, at least we're out here in the middle of absolutely nowhere on a mostly gravel road. Our tailgate fell down. Everything's falling apart on us. There we go. Yeah, see, 2010 on that license plate. And look at this. This is why I like to come out here to Street Right Garage headquarters, because if you break down, there's nobody to run into you. Of course, there's nobody to help you either. Hopefully she starts back up. Let's hope. There she goes. That was pretty nice. Until we get a little bit closer. I'm going to try to coast up to the stop sign and see if she'll run on her own without me feathering the gas. Might have to set the idle up a little bit on this. Yeah, she's idling. It's really low, but this is doing it. Off okay. Oh, should I do a burnout? I don't know, man. There's houses around here. Just a little bit of tire turning. Don't want to get into it all. It is running a lot better. It's really clearing out. I'm going to push it just a little bit. Brakes. second gear. Second gear. Up. Nice. That was a decent pull that time. It took it. Wasn't all the way to the floor, but it's 3/4. I don't want to kick in the 4 barrels on it. I don't know what'll happen. So far, so good. All right, we are back here getting ready to turn in the Street Rat Garage headquarters. Just gonna let her idle down by herself, see if she's gonna continue to run. Made it. Well, there you have it. It only took 10 months longer than it really should have to make this video, but it's running. We drove it down the road, it stops, it shifts, it does everything it's supposed to do. Now, I think we need to get this one cleaned up, and I believe she's gonna look good. Still chugging along. I've been letting her run, getting a good heat soak in her, but I think next video that we make, well, it's probably going to be cold. I don't know if we can clean it up, but next video on this truck might be next spring, but we are going to clean it up. It's got all this nasty moss and dirt on it, sort of like the 73 Mustang. If you haven't seen that, go watch that video real quick. That truck or that car cleaned up really well. This one is actually more solid than the Mustang, and I believe it's gonna clean up a lot better. And it has some of the same mold and mildew and junk on it that the Mustang had on it. So next time we will run a buffer across this, maybe pick up the gas tank a little bit better, and man, maybe we can do some hauling with this. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Street Rat Garage. Until next time.